Trump explodes on fake news reporter in the Oval Office. Y'all ready? Let's go. See if we can get him today. And let's go. Boop. We tried. One more time. Boop. There we go. Pull up, y'all. And let's wake up those paws. Let's wake up those paws. Let's wake up those paws and let it roll. Get bold. I just can't hold back the fold because I'm the man with soul in control and effects of what the heck rock the discotheque and this. Y'all know set it off, right? But we can't do that first. We got to do it's Hump Day Wednesday. That's right, y'all. 2025 Wednesday. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. What's good, everybody? It's Hump Day Wednesday, May the 14th, 2025. Let's get this camera straight for everybody up in the building. Make sure everybody can see nice and clear. Make sure I'm clear to you. Or can you see me? Make sure I'm clear to you. How's everybody doing this morning in YouTube land? Everybody that's here for our bottom line this morning. That's right, y'all. We made it another day. Problem presented opportunities yesterday, and we took full advantage. That's right. We back for another one. Glad that everybody is here. I slept like a baby last night, like rockabye baby. I was out. Oh my God, I slept so well. We had rain here last night, and y'all already know with that rain and the calmness of all of that, it just makes you sleep so much better. I hope that you guys slept well too, because sleep is very important. I try to make sure that I get my sleep, and you got to get your rest in to make sure that we stay healthy. That's right, you guys. I want to see who's in the building. Make sure you're chiming in if you're new. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 100,000. We close to 40, but we not going to stop. We're going to keep on pushing and keep on moving. Who we got up in the building this morning? We got Rebecca Lanyan from Good Morning, Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got John, good morning, brother. Batty Lynn says good morning. That's right. We got D-Town up in the building with Batty Lynn. We got Mark Dorfman checking in as he always does from the great state of New York. And speaking of New York, we got a ton of news from New York this week because of the fact that there's a lot going on. We got trials. We got P. Diddy. We got a lot of crime. Can't help it. So who's been rearing their head a lot, as you guys can notice? This one here, Kathy Jokel Hochul. Why? Because she's the governor responsible for taking care of all of that stuff and has not been doing her job. So she's been up on that board all week. I don't know what's going on with her. And yes, thank you for the love, because you guys know what that does. It bloop, 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 makes me much stronger and makes me happy to see you guys are here in response. We got so much in the clip. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the clip is full, and we've got follow-ups. We got fantastic news on tariffs. We got good news on Iran. We got some stuff going on, you guys. So without any further ado, I'd like to get to work and do what? Let's get into these titles. Let's go, you guys. Again, make sure when you're chiming in, you always let me know where you're chiming in from. This way I can make sure that I get content and information from your state, city, local, or country. We're going to keep on moving, you guys, because we got in the titles what? Trump explodes on ABC fake news reporter in the Oval Office. Yes, you guys may know that he was gifted a plane by Saudi Arabia. And of course, we had ABC and a number of different people that were in the office asking questions. But one particular person ticked him off. And yeah, he had a real strong response for them. We're going to get into that, but we got to keep on moving forward with what NYC police officer busted for selling Intanil. That's right, selling Intanil and on while on duty. We're going to get into that. It's a pretty old story. We didn't get a chance to cover it, but I do want to make sure that we do cover it, because that doesn't mean that that's the only person that's not doing it. We're going to keep on moving forward. We got Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Altman amongst elite attending the Saudi Forum. Yes, if you're amongst the elite, the big spenders, amongst the really big companies and corporations, you were amongst that meeting yesterday with the president and the prince of Saudi Arabia, and we're going to get into that because a lot of people were there. We got so much. I told you guys we got a lot to cover. And last but not least, we had a situation yesterday which was pretty terrible, where we found out that rapper Tory Lanez got into a situation. Let's hear what we got to say here. Like I said, last but not least, rapper Tory Lanez is rushed to the hospital after a prison yard stabbing. Yes, he was stabbed 11 times. That's a lot of stabbings, and that's something that's definitely something that you got to deal with when you're in prison. And Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years for the alleged shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. So yes, he's got stabbed 11 times, you guys. From what we hear, he's doing okay. They dealt with his wounds and things of that nature, and he should be in recovery. So like I said, you guys, we got a lot to cover. There's stuff happening every day. Hope you guys like the content. If you do, let's share. Let's get those likes up so everybody know what we're doing over here this morning. And without any further ado, I got to take you guys over to Saudi Arabia. That's right. We're going all the way to Saudi Arabia. We're going to be flying on Air Force One right now as Trump reveals most exciting parts of the China deal on Hannity. Without any further ado, let's get this information because we got to get it out. Do me a favor, you guys. Comments. Let's keep the comments up to what we have in the clips. I really want to make sure that we have a fantastic forum today. Thank you so much. And let's get into this clip right here without any further ado. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get it going.
Beautiful Air Force One. Not a bad plane.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. It's a beautiful plane, and we're doing a lot of business. We have a lot of good things happening.
Okay, so this is an amazing week so far. You get a deal with China. I'm just going to list it, and then we get into detail. India and Pakistan played a big role. Hopefully, the peace stands. You slash prescription drug prices. Most favored nation, the American people will get first dibs in terms of prices. The last American hostage has been released. We're on this trip to Saudi Arabia, Qatar. There's not much going on in your life, is there?
Well, I've been busy, but I've enjoyed it because we're getting things accomplished. We're getting things done. You know, you can have times when you're working very hard and not getting things done. That happens too. But we're getting a lot done. I don't think there's ever been a little period like this with the potential nuclear war. And two countries, they have very good leaders, people I know very well. And, you know, it was a very important process. We got involved with India and Pakistan.
You got involved early. Can you give us a little insight what happened behind the scenes? How were you able?
Well, I didn't like what was happening. And you hear, you know, they're two very strongly nuclear countries, very, very powerful amount of nuclear too, serious stuff. And if that ever started, boy, that's the beginning of something that could be really bad. Even a minimal, you could have millions of people killed. And with one shot, two shots, and I just thought it was something we could get involved in. And I did a good job. Marco did a good job. And JD did a good job. We sort of were a team. And we, I think, convinced them to let's have peace and let's go and make trade deals. If we can make trade deals, we like that much better than nuclear weapons. And that was a great thing. And we did a good job with the Houthis. Stopped with the shooting of the ships. They like shooting ships.
Is that a done deal? Because there's been conflicting reports that some of their leaders are saying, oh, that's not true.
Well, it is with respect to America. Now, you know, you can't always count on somebody necessarily telling the truth, but their surrogates were very strong, very powerful, very good relationship with them. You know, they're tough fighters. They can take a lot of punishment, but with respect to America, they say it's true. So we'll see. You'll know. You'll be the first to know, won't you?
All right, we got to go and get into this forum right here. We had all of these elite, these high-powered caliber guys, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Altman, all of them attended the U.S. Saudi Investment Forum yesterday. Check this out, you guys. It's just going to be a bunch of rubbing elbows so you guys can see a who's who and what was going on.
Looks like the Saudi Crown Prince is launching a new AI company. Kurt, the cyber guy, joins us now. So, Kurt, a big announcement this morning. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, hours before the president's arrival. And good morning to you, Lawrence. It's called Humane AI, and a bit of an ironic name for MBS and the Saudi government. This is going to be an AI fund that is being established, largely funded out of the existing PIF fund in Saudi. And, you know, Cheryl hit on it. Who's in the room right now? You've got Meta's, which is Facebook and Instagram's. Mark Zuckerberg is there. And it says a lot who's in these images that we're seeing on the screen. Who's in that room? Another one, OpenAI, Sam Altman, as you know him from ChatGPT, he is there. And also here, Mark Zuckerberg's friend, Elon Musk. Elon Musk in the room, of course. A lot going on with AI discussions at this forum that's coming up. Now, what do they want? Why are they there? Well, 960 billion reasons, because the Crown Prince has one of the largest investment funds on the planet. And this investment fund is ready to go with technology investments from, you know, AI processing farms to you name it. Development in this category is exploding globally, and they really want to get their hands into it. And they're trying to get their hands on that money and deals made at this conference, thanks to largely the Trump administration putting a focus on technology and the growth of technology back to the U.S. at this point in time.
How would that work, Kurt? They wouldn't be competitors? If MBS has started Humane, this AI company, wouldn't whoever's running ChatGPT be a competitor? How would that work? How would our American investors, how would they get access to PIF, which is the Crown Prince's company?
Yeah, I mean, the ideal would be that we as Americans and our technology American players in the room ideally would cultivate that investment back to the U.S. So how do we grow in the United States through AI? We spend money, and we spend money here on our own soil or in ownership of AI elsewhere.
Okay, y'all, AI, y'all already seen these over in Saudi Arabia shaking hands. You see, we got Mark Zuckerberg, everybody over there, right? We got to keep on stacking this deck because we want to make sure that we have something to talk about before I get to those comments. You guys, please do me a favor. Let's try to stay on topic. We're going to move on over right now because we got these USA deportation flights that's happening like crazy going to Mexico. Even though many of these flights have people going beyond the areas where they can get relief, like in the centers and things of this nature, they're still getting the HELL hockey sticks up out of here. I'm happy to hear about that. We haven't heard too much about progress because Homeland Security and Mark Holman has basically not been showing so much because of the pushback. That's basically what I'm assuming. And sometimes you make an ass of yourself when you assume, but I'm going to already go ahead and put myself out on the limb and think that the reason why they haven't been publicizing this so much is because of the pushback. Every time they fly somebody somewhere, got a Democrat or somebody going there to push back. And again, let me just fix this up real quick. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm a human being. I agree with what's smart that certain people do. So let's get me out of the works and let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to stack this deck and keep on going. I'm going to give you this right here because, yes, we got these deportation flights that are going out, and they're going out a lot. Check it out.
Mexico is dealing with a major surge in U.S. deportation flights as the Trump administration sends migrants across the globe. The uptick is part of Donald Trump's goal to execute the largest mass deportation in American history, with 9 flights confirmed this week by News Nation. Typically, just 1 flight occurs each week. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says more than 142,000 people have been deported this year, including 38,000 Mexicans. Mexico has taken in its own citizens as well as about 5,000 migrants from other nations. But Mexican officials say welcome centers in northern Mexican states have served only 14,300 Mexicans since President Trump took office. Officials say many migrants do not stay at the shelters and just take personal hygiene kits. As Straight Arrow News reported, the centers, including a tent city in Juarez, which is able to serve 2,500 people, are part of the Mexico Embraces You policy by President Claudia Sheinbaum. She set up the program in January following speculation over President Trump's mass deportation plan. Critics push for the centers to close because of low demand, but Sheinbaum's administration has kept them open over fears of a sudden surge in deportations. Federal officials also note many deported migrants have been flown to southern states, which put them out of reach of migrant relief centers near the border. The Trump administration is also attempting to ramp up deportation flights to other countries while already striking deals with El Salvador, Honduras, Panama, and Costa Rica to accept deportees. Democrats have criticized the administration's mass deportation efforts, calling some of them unconstitutional.
Well, not only that, they probably saying it's unconstitutional. He was about to say a lot of critics have a lot to say about it as well. But also, let me tell you guys what else. The visas, they're not playing about the visas as well. The visas, check this out. USA, the Trump administration just revoked the visas of a Baja California governor and her husband as part of an effort to shut down people trying to come over here and say, you know what, I'm gonna have my baby here. Because once you have your baby here, you can stay. So guess what? They're revoking even the governors and administrators that they used to allow going back and forth to do shopping and various things. They're cutting that out right here too. Even administrators. Want you guys to see this, and then I'm coming right to the comments as soon as I show you guys this right here. So let's go. Let's keep this going. Let's stack this deck so we can have something to talk about. Check this out.
Ranking Mexican official here at the border has had her tourist visa to the U.S. suddenly revoked.
The governor of Baja California says she's done nothing wrong, and the State Department has not responded to questions on why. NBC7's Shelby Bremer has details.
Officials on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border here often tout their collaboration, and that comes with many trips back and forth. But now the visas of both the governor of Baja California and her husband have been revoked. They say they don't know why, but they're confident it will become clear.
No significa que yo haya cometido algo malo.
Baja California's Governor Marina del Pilar on Monday addressing the cancellation of her tourist visa that allows her to enter the United States. Just because the State Department revoked my visa, she says, that doesn't mean I've done anything wrong. She and her husband, Carlos Torres, both notified of their revocations over the weekend. Both say they're awaiting answers and a resolution.
I'm not surprised. This is a direct reflection of the State Department under the Trump administration cracking down on various misuses of the visa program.
San Diego immigration attorney Esther Valdez-Clayton says there are many reasons a visa can be revoked.
It's not permission to work. So that's one of the big ones. The second one is that they enter with a visitor visa saying they're coming here to shop, when indeed they're coming here to stay.
Another, giving birth in the United States. Clayton says that's at the center of the State Department's current crackdown. And she points to the governor's 2 children born in Brawley, California.
Mm-hmm. We do not know why the visa was revoked. Factually, we do know that she has 2 U.S.-born children and that she entered with a visitor visa, which in and of itself would have been a visa violation.
De que era un asunto privado.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum on Tuesday asserted the American government has told her simply it's a private matter. Clayton says, regardless of reason, the visa revocation of a high-ranking Mexican official signals a new day of immigration enforcement under President Donald Trump.
Basically not playing. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get it. Like you guys see that right there. But the fact of the matter is what they're not really going into, which was part of that story, and which was, what did they say, guys? They said that she entered on a work visa, had 2 children in Baja. So basically, that was a violation. So now you and your kids got to go. I'm in the comments, y'all. Let's go. What you got over here? Batty Lynn says, good morning. We got subconscious enlightenment. They better spend that 10 M's for the gold card. Okay, Alex says, good luck, USA. Pat MC 1536, Trump's yearly salary is $1 a year and gets a free plane. What's the issue again? Okay, you guys. Gabby says, hi. What else we got here? We got VIP Auction Group up in the building. Good morning, VIP. We ain't see you in a few days. The majority voted for Trump, and Trump was very clear about his agenda during his campaign. Now Trump is doing what he said he would do, winning. All right, you guys. Y'all see Kendra up in here and VIP is up in here. Y'all got to keep on acting right because they will get you up out of here. JC says he's failing. Numbers are low. Alex says Qatar gift for USA Sultan. Ooh. Alex says how many BS can Trump tell? Okay, keep on going. We got Intact says big time sketchy pasta energy right here. LOL. Let's get Intact the FUCK up out of here. Boom! Goodbye, Intact. You don't have to be here if you don't like it. VIP Auction Group says, what's up? Bye, Lynn. Okay, Lynn says, sorry, FDT, and it's psychopaths. Okay, Krillinder, they're the ones that gave him a jet. Yes, they did. Faster than a what? I don't know what that says. All in one says even helping Gaza. Joint Trump should be in jail, says DJS Joint. Kelvin Jackson says traitor. And then we got other stuff says all in one says Trump totally fixed the Panama Canal. It wasn't noted for China back down in Pan. I'm walking now. We are now back in control. I love Trump. Okay, there you go, Kelvin. We're going to keep on going, you guys. I want to know what you guys have to say about these topics because we're keeping on point and we want to make sure that we keep the dialogue rolling. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the fact that you're here. Also, if you appreciate the content, and we've been up since 3 pooling to make sure that we got good relevant content by 6 o'clock so that we can bring it to you guys. So do us that favor. If you appreciate the content and the work that we're putting in, let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. That'll get more people over here. Don't believe me? Double tap the screen, and the next time you see somebody say, what's going on over here? That's because you tapped that screen and YouTube sent up the notification in the algorithm, and that's how that full circle comes together. A lot of people don't explain that. They just say, please like, share, and subscribe. We like to explain things so that people understand why we're asking for it. We don't ask for the money because we know it's hard out here for a pimp. We definitely ask for the likes to keep making sure that we get the people over here. So we're going to keep on moving forward. Everybody from San Diego, come on, San Diego, come on. We've got the USA Trump administration that, I'm sorry. I'm going to New York right now. Come on. Let's go to New York real quick. This is an older story. We didn't have a chance to cover it, but I want to cover it because I want you to see the severity of what actually can happen if you have an police officer, selling fentanyl to people on the streets. Very short clip, but very informative. Want you guys to see this right here. You probably never heard about this, and if you lived in New York, this is something that happened under our noses a couple of months ago before the administration that came in now. Check this out.
New York City police officer tonight accused of trying to sell large quantities of fentanyl, heroin, and cocaine. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 11-year veteran Grace Rosa Baez and her housemate Cesar Martinez hid drugs inside various items like a Mentos container. A confidential source says the pair sold a sample of fentanyl and was forming the groundwork for a wholesale trafficking operation. Officer Baez was already on modified duty following accusations of misconduct 3 years ago.
All right, you guys, what y'all know about this levee? We going all the way to Detroit right now because we got to make sure that we staying rounded over here. We going to Detroit right now. What y'all know about this levee that broke, that everybody was basically suing for because they basically lost everything. They lost their homes, lost the jobs, everything. Basically in Detroit, anybody know about Edenville, the Adams Bridge that broke in 2020? Well, a judge says that the lawsuits can continue. I think they're right for letting these lawsuits continue. Check this out, you guys. I'm talking about, I don't know what it looked like before, but to me, it looks like a swamp now. And if people live there and there's stuff, oh no, let's get this right. Let's get these people taken care of because this is not right. Come on, y'all. We shooting over to Detroit real quick.
Local 4. Okay, keep us posted on how that ends up. Shante, thank you.
And now for an update on a story that we've been following for years, the latest on the Edenville Dam breach. Today, the Michigan Court of Claims heard arguments in a lawsuit that seeks to hold the state accountable or liable for the devastating dam breach in Midland County. This was in 2020. Local 4's Jay Scott Smith joining us in the studio with the latest. Jay, this case is the latest after years of legal wrangling following those devastating floods.
Yes, indeed, Ty. And as hard as it is to believe, it's been nearly 5 years since the Edenville Dam, after days of heavy rains, gave way and unleashed horrific flooding that washed away everything in sight on May 19th, 2020. Chopper 4 flew over Midland County earlier today, getting a look at what the former lakefront community looks like. The flooding emptied out all 4 of the man-made lakes.
What lakefront community, y'all? Batty, anybody from Detroit? Y'all know anything about this? Come on, I need you. I need y'all to chime in. What's going on here? Lakefront property, look like a river. People live there?
And caused an estimated $200 million in damage to the region.
And now for an update on the story of 2020. Local 4's Jay Scott Smith joining us in the studio with the latest. Jay, this case is the latest after years of legal wrangling following those devastating floods.
Yes, indeed, Ty. And as hard as it is to believe, it's been nearly 5 years since the Edenville Dam, after days of heavy rains, gave way and unleashed horrific flooding that washed away everything in sight on May 19th, 2020. Chopper 4 flew over Midland County earlier today, getting a look at what the former lakefront community looks like. The flooding emptied out all 4 of the man-made lakes and caused an estimated $200 million in damage to the region, infrastructure, and ecosystem. And the breach also led to a flood of lawsuits and years of legal battles. Today's hearing, in a case that has been languishing in court since September 2023, sought to hold the state of Michigan liable as well. Judge James Redford ruled that the state's attempt to dismiss the claim would be denied without prejudice. Now, the suit says that the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy knew the dam was structurally unfit in 2018, 2 years before the breach, yet still allowed water to flow into it. The suit was not connected with an earlier one filed by the state against the dam's owner, Lee Mueller, whose company Boyce Hydro operated the dam at the time. In September 2018, around the same time that the dam was deemed structurally unfit, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission revoked the company's hydropower license, citing years of the company's failure to address safety issues and the dam's inability to withstand a major flood.
Yeah, these people lost everything, seems to me. I see homes that's under submerged, like the river just, that river just took over. If anybody know about this, keep me posted on it. I'm going to bring you guys up to date on it because that is crazy. It's over $200 million in damages. Come on, you guys, let's go. We got to go to Trump now because Trump takes a victory lap as he discusses India, Pakistan, China, and the India deal. He announces other deals as well. I want you guys to see what's going on with this. As you can see, we action-packed today. We in the comments after this one, so we're going to keep on going. We got a lot going on with trade, a lot of stuff that you guys wanted to speak about. You've been really serious about what's going on with these tariffs in your pockets, so that's what I'm focusing on right now, so let's get it.
It's a big day. It should be fun. I don't know. You'll maybe find reasons why it's not, but I can't imagine because we have a lot of great things happening. It's been a very strong week and a very strong weekend. Before we begin, let me say a few words about the historic events that took place over the last few days. On Saturday, my administration helped broker a full and immediate ceasefire, I think a permanent one, between India and Pakistan, ending a dangerous conflict of 2 nations with lots of nuclear weapons. And they were going at it hot and heavy, and it was seemingly not going to stop. And I'm very proud to let you know that the leadership of India and Pakistan was unwavering, powerful, but unwavering in both cases. And having these, they really were, from the standpoint of having the strength and the wisdom and fortitude to fully know and to understand the gravity of the situation. And we helped a lot. And we helped also with trade. I said, come on, we're going to do a lot of trade with you guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you stop it, we're doing trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade.
Okay.
People have never really used trade the way I used it. That I can tell you. And all of a sudden they said, I think we're going to stop. And they have. And they did it for a lot of reasons. But trade is a big one. We're going to do a lot of trade with Pakistan. We're going to do a lot of trade with India. We're negotiating with India right now. We're going to be soon negotiating with Pakistan.
Great.
And we stopped the nuclear conflict. I think it could have been a bad nuclear war.
Fantastic.
Millions of people could have been killed. So I'm very proud of that. I also want to thank Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio for their work and efforts. They worked very hard on that. We also, as you know, created a situation where the Houthis, for the first time ever, have ceased firing, and they've let it be known that they're not going to be firing at American ships anymore, not going to be firing at Americans anymore. This was a heavy barrage that lasted for approximately 50 days. And as you know, they've been in war essentially for forever. But over the last 10 years, they've been very difficult for other countries. Nobody was able to do what we did. But they stopped, and we take their word for it. Their surrogates and them directly
We'll see.
said, we don't want to do this anymore.
We'll see.
And so we were satisfied with that. In addition, yesterday we achieved a total reset with China after productive talks in Geneva. Both sides now agreed to reduce the tariffs imposed after April 2nd to 10% for 90 days as negotiators continue in the largest structural issues. And I want to tell you that a couple of things. First of all, that doesn't include the tariffs that are already on, that are our tariffs. And it doesn't include tariffs on cars, steel, aluminum, things such as that, or tariffs that may be imposed on pharmaceuticals, because we want to bring the pharmaceutical businesses back to the United States. And they're already starting to come back now based on tariffs because they don't want to pay 25, 50, or 100% tariffs. So they're moving them back to the United States. I spoke to Tim Cook this morning, and he's going to, I think, even up his numbers, $500 billion. He's going to be building a lot of plants in the United States for Apple. And we look forward to that. I really do look forward to that.
This is good news, guys.
But
what's up, Amir? It's good news. It's everything that y'all wanted to hear. We don't have to keep hearing the rest, because what y'all really wanted to hear is about what? Y'all wanted to hear about tariffs. Y'all wanted to know about trade, right? Y'all didn't really care about the war and stuff. Y'all worrying about money, 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 money in your pocket. So now we should be feeling the waves of this, right? I don't know about the supermarkets, but maybe everywhere else. I'm in the comments, y'all. What y'all got for me? Batty Lynn says, good morning. VIP says, I don't understand why some are against fair trade and tariffs. We got CTHRUU says, the price is still up. Yes, you are so right. Thank you for telling the truth, CTRHU, because I went shopping yesterday. Nothing changed. All I feel is price gouging. Mark Dorfman says, Trump is amazing. What else you got over here? You got Ty D. Are you a little person? Okay, what else you got over here? Hey, man. Oh, all right, morning from Detroit, says Batty Lynn. How I got you pinned up there? I mean, unpin your message. I'm sorry about that. I was moving too much. Ty D says, are you a little person? I don't know. If all you got to do is talk about jokes or whatever like that, Ty D, I implore you, get a life. I've been doing this for too long right now. And if you're only focused on me or whatever like that, you got, it's 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, and you got jokes. You really must not have a life. But I'm going to let you get away with that. You get one shot. That's about it. And then I'm going to get you up out of here if you keep on going. JDS22 says Trumpers. What else you got? Batty Lynn says laughing my ass off. Charlie Brown says, what about the deportation of non-criminal U.S. citizens? That now we stand on topic. Thank you guys for staying on topic. I appreciate you. What else we got here? We got VIP Auction Group, who always makes sense. That's saying, I don't understand why some are against fair trade and tariffs. I don't understand either. Oh, we got Casey in the building. More common sense. Hold on in a minute. Trump is too funny. If you stop it, then we can talk. You gonna stop it? Yo, you definitely a New Yorker. I don't know where Casey, I ain't even gonna say that. But you, at heart, you're a New Yorker, because you catch the small things that we do. You catch the stuff that actually, we could say a whole sentence, but 2 words or 3 words is really what we're talking about. Y'all already know, you know what we mean by that, right? He was like, look here, y'all want to stop the war? We can make some money. You want to stop it? They're like, yeah, let's stop. We want to make some money. Let's keep on going, you guys. What else y'all got? We got good Cosmo says, wow, he negotiated spices from India for us. Oh, I sold the world, says LMAO. Please double tap that screen and to like the video, says VIP Auction Group. Casey Ramos says, what's up, VIP? Hi, Casey. What's up? Casey says, big up Bugatti in the chat. What's up? We got somebody up in here that says, wait a minute, nobody ever super chats in here. Why don't you guys ever show any love and hit Bugatti off with some bread? Ooh, somebody trying to hit y'all below the belt saying that y'all real cheap right now. Some of y'all may need to go ahead and super chat. Listen to that person. I ain't say it. I just read it. We're going to move on over to Baltimore. Baltimore. That's right, y'all. We're going to Baltimore with the fast dancing and everything like that. We're going to Baltimore, y'all. Everybody in Baltimore, I need you guys to step to the front of the congregation right now because we have a very serious situation right now. Sometimes we have exciting stuff. Sometimes we have stuff to laugh about. But also today, it's very serious right now. We got a situation in Baltimore where a mother was killed on Mother's Day. And it's her birthday. Mother's Day and her birthday. And she's a mother. And they found her in a car. This is bad right here, guys. I hate to do it, but the video only got like 1,300 plays. And y'all know how we get down over here. We make sure that these videos get as much play as they can, especially when they don't get out there the way that they should. Our platform isn't that big, but we have enough people that can see this story. Now check this out.
Working to find those responsible for killing a 23-year-old mother on the morning of Mother's Day.
And WJC live in Southwest Baltimore at 5:30 tonight. Stefan Dingle joining us now with what we're learning about yet another tragic shooting. Stefan.
Hey there, Rick. Good evening to you. Nikki, good evening to you as well. That 23-year-old identified as Tanaya Gray. And not only was she a mother, she was celebrating her 23rd birthday yesterday, leaving her family in pain and her neighbors confused about this shooting that disrupted their otherwise quiet community.
It's unnormal for things like this to happen so close to where I live at. So
All is calm on Monday along Mountwood Road in Southwest Baltimore, where more than 24 hours prior, gunfire disrupted the otherwise quiet neighborhood.
A young lady got shot at. Male in a dark SUV, possibly gray, took off towards Mountwood and Wildwood Parkway. 3 or 4 shots 5 minutes ago. Female caller.
23-year-old Tanaya Gray was celebrating her birthday and Mother's Day the morning she was killed. A woman I spoke to who lives in these apartments here says she heard the shots ring out, and when she looked out of her window, she noticed a car had crashed into the bumper of her parked car with the victim still inside. Police haven't given many details on what led up to the shooting that happened around the corner from where Tanaya Gray was found alone in the backseat of the white Acura.
We have a number 1 female victim. She's not responsive right now. It's called the victim's bench. White Acura TLX.
I have nephews and nieces that play outside willingly after school. So it's like, okay, now do I keep my babies in the house? Do I sit outside with them? Do I move? Should I have cameras? Because it's unlikely for this to happen. This is a friendly neighborhood.
On Monday, detectives canvassed the scene and interviewed potential witnesses to piece together a motive as to why this young mother was shot and killed on her birthday.
23 years old, y'all. Baltimore. Y'all need to do better, for real. Not only that, but she was in the back of the car. That means somebody was driving that vehicle. If she was a passenger, find out who those passengers were. You might find your killer. You guys, we want to keep on moving forward. Want to know what you guys got to say about this sad, sad story in the comments. What you got? You got to turn on notifications to all to get the notification, says VIP. Yeah, what says even the white guy said birthday. Best wishes, Norma. Okay, we got VIP said best wishes. Love visiting Baltimore, but wouldn't want to live there ever. Norma says, oops, take my car in today. Yeah, what? Damn, so hard to find your site. Hello, boss. Norma says, I live in Arkansas, not happening here. Got to take care of it today. Okay, still Black Jesus. Is that Steve Harvey's suit? No, it's not. Barry Scott says, why won't Trump release an Epstein file? He said he already did. VIP says, like the video, it's free to support the channel. Okay, y'all, Day of the Dream says, because he is in them berry. Still Black Jesus says, almost forgot about super chats. Okay, Travis Avery says, you are a funny cat. Demonetized. Oh, Baltimore, my Baltimore. Cosmo says, cheap like your suit. Okay, let's get you out of here, Cosmo. Got nothing else to do. Bang! Now go be by yourself and stand in the corner. Find another whack chat or a wax show to look at because it ain't gonna be ours. Barry Scott says, why won't Trump? Okay, what else we got? Norma says, okay, thank you. We're gonna keep on moving forward, you guys. Y'all know I don't play. Y'all want to play with me at 6 something in the morning after I've been pooling since 3 o'clock and you got nothing. If it's a joke, I got a joke, I can strike back. But if you just want to be disrespectful, you're getting out of here. We don't play those games early in the morning, especially since we've been pooling since 3 o'clock. Bring this information to you at 6 o'clock and we flow until we're finished. And we got a lot in the clip. So if you guys wake up that early in the morning to play like that, let me tell you something. Go play with your kids. Take them to school, okay? Now we're going to keep on moving forward because, yes, we had a situation yesterday with the rapper Tory Lanez. I can't believe that this happened. He was rushed to the hospital. I don't know why I'm saying I can't believe that it happened because he's in prison and he's been sentenced to 10 years for allegedly shooting Megan Thee Stallion. And now he just got stabbed 11 times, 11 in his stomach. I'm talking about if anybody really did that, that's contact right there. That's somebody actually realizing and knowing what they did, unless it's a group of people. So yeah, Tory Lanez is now in not critical condition. He's stable right now. But yesterday, he got stabbed 11 times, you guys, while he was in jail. I want you guys to see this story right here because it's definitely something that just happened. No people are probably saying something about it, but this is much more in depth right here so we can see what's really going on with it. Check it out.
Rapper serving time for shooting Megan Thee Stallion is in stable condition tonight after allegedly being stabbed by another inmate in the prison yard in California. Sources say Tory Lanez was rushed to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. He's serving that 10-year sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion as they left an LA party back in July 2020. Priya Sridhar is joining us now. I mean, people know Tory Lanez. What happened here?
Hey, Hallie, that's right. Well, we don't have a lot of information about this just yet, but what we do know from the spokesperson for that California Correctional Institute is that this attack occurred at around 7:20 this morning. They didn't give further information about exactly how Tory Lanez was stabbed or what the potential motivation could be or where he was stabbed, but they did say that staff immediately rendered medical aid. He was transported to a local hospital, and he is suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. However, several other media outlets, including the Los Angeles Times, are reporting that this was another inmate who used a shank to stab him several times. Now, just to jog your memory about what he was exactly doing in jail in the first place, as you mentioned, he is serving a 10-year sentence. He was convicted back in December of 2022 on 3 different felony charges: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Now, this all stems from an incident back in July of 2020 when Megan Thee Stallion actually testified at the trial that
lied.
He, after they were departing a party at Kylie Jenner's house, they were walking towards an SUV
set up
that they should have been riding back together in when he apparently shot at her feet and told her to
lies.
Dance in the driveway. Now, since then, the rapper has attempted to appeal for another trial. He hasn't been successful in those attempts, but actually earlier this year, Hallie, Megan Thee Stallion said that he was using surrogates to harass her from jail, and a judge actually issued a protective order for her until the year 2030.
So basically, if anybody reaching out to her that don't like what she did, now she gonna try to blame it on him. Okay, Megan, we get you. We understand what you're doing because a lot of us, sorry to say it, we don't believe you. You need more people, Megan. We're gonna keep on moving forward because yes, that's why I fell back a little bit from being a rapper. Because it's not just about, dancing and rapping and singing and all that and making good music. It's about watching your back, being worried about wearing this chain. It's about this person trying to rip you off. It's about that label trying to make sure that you don't get no money off your sales. And if you really think about it, how many rappers actually retired rich? Let's think about it. Let's keep on going. I'm talking about major, let's go to a whole nother category. Let's go to R&B and soul. The biggest people that we know. Prince. No, didn't retire rich because what? Such and such. He owed that. They wanted his money, right? Then who else we got? Michael Jackson. Seems like all of the artists, all of the celebrities, once they get to a point, yeah, they're rich. But why come they never get to retire with this money? Things that make you go, Not that many. I would say, I'm not going to say all of them, but the majority, think about it. Look at the rappers. Do they have any money? Just like football players that don't want to invest, running around spending all their money on jewelry. People like me step to them. Hey, you want to do something with your money? Want to do this? No, I'm so busy running, blowing money fast. Woo! Next thing you know, they dead broke, and I'm looking at them like this. The same way I'm looking at Floyd Mayweather right now, because what they do, they get money and they blow it fast. Keep on moving forward, you guys, and it's sad. I got to report this story. LGP Quan was killed in a shooting. This is a Philadelphia rapper that was basically killed in a shooting, because that's what's happening now. You know what Biggie Small says? You're nobody till somebody kills you. Well, guess what? I don't want to get famous from dying. I'd rather enjoy my life and stop. How about that? We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys, because it seems like every time you get big, how they say it, more money, more problems, especially in the hip hop game. So we're going to keep on moving forward to a slain rapper. This just happened, sadly, in Philadelphia.
Latest on the investigation into the murder of a Philadelphia rapper. LGP Qua was shot in Juniata Park yesterday afternoon. The gunman on the loose. Action News reporter Walter Perez live for us where that shooting happened. Walter, you talked with a local host who recently interviewed that rapper.
That's right, John. And as you mentioned, this is where the whole thing unfolded yesterday afternoon, a shooting that took the life of a young man known as LGP Qua. And as of this afternoon, the motive remains unclear and no arrests.
No arrests, none. I'm good.
His name was Kadir Johnson, but to his fans.
And you also got to remember something. And it's my mother always told me something. I hate to cut that video up, but as soon as he came on, he said, turn on the news, turn on the news. Nigga got shot. Right. You live by the sword, with the sword, or by speaking about the sword. That's why Bugatti don't curse. Go listen to all my songs. Ain't no cursing, and I ain't talking about K-I-L-L and nobody in no song. I'm talking about uplifting, girls' butts, and having fun. That's all I want to do. Ain't trying to kill nobody. I need to go check me out, because I don't get down like this. And I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus, but you speak what you live. It's like you're painting a portrait. Whatever you say, it can possibly happen. So don't be bringing out negative things about your life. Don't do that.
He was LGP Qua, an up-and-coming rapper out of Philadelphia. But those ambitions came to a violent conclusion yesterday afternoon when investigators say LGP Qua was shot in the chest on East Luzerne Street near the M Street intersection. Johnson was taken to Temple Hospital, where he died a short time later. Popular multimedia host Mina Sewat Yona says she interviewed the 30-year-old rapper several times over the years,
30
and
years
is
old.
stunned by the news of what happened.
We don't even have any words anymore. You know, this is not the first young artist that we've lost recently from Philly. It's becoming just a story that no one wants to hear, but that everyone's used to hearing.
And Mina says the most heartbreaking part is that Qua was actively trying to alter the image of hip-hop, moving it into a more positive light. After spending some time in prison, Qua started rapping about setting an example and becoming a contributor to society, a stark contrast to the negative messaging from so many other hip-hop artists.
A young guy not saying those things,
Okay.
being positive,
I stand corrected.
you know, giving people inspiration. And even he is susceptible to some of the things that our youth is dealing with right now. And it's just sad.
I stand corrected, and I have no problem with standing corrected. I feel even worse now about that, because this young man tried to turn his life around, and look what happened. Maybe it was too little, too late. You never know. People already got the other message, and it probably was like, oh, we got to come at him the strong way, because that's what happened to Maserati Fox. A lot of people knew that he was a very intimidating person that you can't come to in conversation. Sometimes you can be so intimidating that people don't want to come speak to you. You get so intimidated that people are like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk to that person. All I think is there's one solution. So try to be more open so people can have the idea that maybe we can go and talk to this person so it doesn't have to be so bad. We're going to give a prayer out to LGP Qua, and we're going to pray to his family. His soul rests in peace. I'm going to make a huge apology for assuming that he, said things that probably got him in trouble. Bad neighborhood, and it seems like hopefully people are now seeing what's going on. We also lost so many other people like P&B Rock. We lost Cheese. That's Gilly the Kid's son. We wish that this stuff really stops happening, and we ask this in Jesus' name, you guys. Amen. Thank you. And we're going to keep on moving forward, because Yes, we got to take it from there. We got to bring it all the way to New York now because we have not covered. Yes, we're keeping it in hip hop because who's in court right now? Federal court downtown. We got P. Diddy. The trial has been very graphic. As you guys know, Cassie Ventura took the stand yesterday. They were talking about freak-offs. Witnesses testified, and it got pretty graphic to the point where the children and the daughters, his daughters, actually left out of the courtroom when they started talking about the freak-offs. Want to bring you guys into what's going on with all of this hip-hop news right now. We don't normally do it, but especially when it's hot topics and it's titles, we have no choice but to cover it. So let's go.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Almost 6 o'clock here on the East Coast as day one of the Sean Diddy Combs trial wrapping up in New York City. We had jury be seated, opening statements, and then some explosive graphic witness testimony early on. A live picture right now outside of the courthouse. We're awaiting any comments. We did see some of the family members for Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul, leaving a short while ago. All right, let's continue on here on Live Now from Fox and bring into the conversation Fox 5 reporter Michelle Ross on the ground outside of the courthouse. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us. What can you tell us about what happened inside that courtroom today?
Well, the latest witness to take the stand today is a man named Daniel Phillips, and he was a male strip show manager. He would manage male strippers who would perform for things like bachelorette parties. But he said that he was paid to have sex with Cassie Ventura back in 2013 in a New York City hotel while Sean Diddy Combs allegedly sat in the corner, watched, and masturbated. This morning, his family entered the courthouse while leaving a black van. This includes his children, his sons, and also his twin daughters. His family has heard graphic allegations of the alleged sexual encounters, and his daughters walked out during that testimony. Phillips, the second witness of the day, said he was told by his boss that he was going to perform at a bachelorette party at the Gramercy Park Hotel, but when he arrived, he saw Cassie in red lingerie and a red wig. He testified she said that they would rub baby oil on each other and would see where things would go from there while her husband was there. Combs was allegedly in a corner in a white robe concealing his face with a bandana, but Phillips said he recognized Diddy's voice. He was paid a few $1,000s when he left. Phillips said this went on more times meeting up at hotels or their homes, and Diddy would direct them while having sex. Now, a supporter of the alleged victims, Jaguar Wright, spoke out before court this morning.
I do believe there's going to be. Gets no love over here. I don't want to hear your mouth. I think she needs psychological help, personally.
Meet the new standard in sleep. This is Pod 4
I don't want to hear
Ultra.
what she got to say.
Now, Phillips also testified that he witnessed Combs assault Cassie in their home and that he feared for his own life, but eventually befriended Cassie. Now, the person to testify before him was the hotel security guard who responded to the incident caught on surveillance video in that Los Angeles hotel back in 2016 when Diddy was caught on video assaulting Cassie. And he testified that Diddy threw a sack of money at him in their hotel room afterwards to keep quiet. That testimony resumes tomorrow with Daniel Phillips. And after that, Cassie Ventura is expected to take the stand. She is the prosecution's star witness. We're live outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Michelle Ross, back to you.
So she going to be down there today. Your boy going to keep the suit on, and I'm going to go down there. So, yeah, y'all might get some direct content from me tomorrow talking exactly about what's going on. Yes, I already said it. Second attempt, I'm keeping this suit on. And I'm going to try to go down there and see if we can get some feedback. So when I'm talking tomorrow, hey, when I was in the courthouse, they said this, they said that. I ain't staying long. I'll probably stay for an hour or two. But if they let me in the building, I promise you guys, I'm going to have some content for us on the Diddy trial. I'm in New York anyway. Might as well go down there, right? Might as well see what's going on. So that's something that I'm going to promise you guys. And if I'm lucky, I'll have something to talk about. They're not letting in phones and things of that nature, but I will be able to talk about dialogue, whatever I'm seeing in there and whoever's comfortable. How many people think I should actually go down there and do that? I've been thinking about it all week. I went down there in the beginning and they told me I couldn't get in because it was just so crazy. Now I think it's dying down where they're actually letting people come in. How many people think that I actually should go down there and get some content, some feedback from the Diddy trial? It's not too far, not too much, not too far from where I am. I'm in the comments right now, you guys. What y'all got for me? I'm in the comments. I think you should stop talking shit, Ian says. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, what? Hope you're well now. So we're going to get Lon up out of here. Okay, because you ain't got nothing else to talk about. At Michelle says yes, Kendra Walker. Go Bugatti says Casey. Okay, Rebecca says thumbs up. Uh-oh. Mark Dorfman says Diddy is booty bandits. That's why he's going to like prison. Ooh, Corn HQ says bootlicker. Indians Exposed says, yep, Jag is off. Thank you. Do you guys see what I did when it came down to Jaguar, right? We're all trying to get content, but some of us go a little above and beyond. I don't know how many people she's got mesmerized with her storylines, how she's been everywhere, been around the world, and she know everybody's story. Let me tell you something. People like that, borderline insane. I ain't gonna go on the line and say that she's crazy, but I think she's crazy as cat shit, allegedly. So I'm not gonna endorse what she says. I don't believe half the stuff that she says. And the sad part about it is, majority of the stuff, she probably have a lot of stuff that she says that's true. Sad part about it is when people start running out of content, they start making shit up. I'm going to the comments again. I want to know what you guys got to say about it. Okay, Michelle says, agree, Kendra, lots, just don't want to hear it. Okay, what else you got over here? You got Casey that says, Corin, what's up with that? Okay, Natalie says PG version. Yeah, we didn't. That's what I left New York at the age of 16, said Kendra. I don't blame you for leaving. I know, Jag, she is now well mentally. Are you saying she is now well mentally or not well mentally, R pattern? I think she's not well mentally is what you're trying to say. Kendra says, everything that Jaguar has said has been true, just like Cat Williams. Kendra, I believe a lot of stuff that Jaguar is saying, not everything. The same way I believe in some of the stuff that Trump's doing. I like some of the stuff that some Democrats are doing and some of the stuff that the independents are doing, why I'm not in one party. So some of the things I believe, but I don't believe everything. How you're a part of everything. You know everybody's business, talking about this person. I just don't see that as being the truth. But some of it could be true. So we're going to agree to disagree. First time, Kendra, first time. And we're going to keep on moving forward because this official right here, we're going to keep it in New York. And while we beating up on this one here, Kathy Jokel Hoku, because she's focused on the stupid stuff, congestive pricing and ripping people off while the trains are still messed up and people still getting stabbed and beat up down there, right? So she's going to always premiere as long as there's something going on in New York. So check this out. We got this official that allegedly pow-powed a DoorDash driver. All he was doing was asking for directions. Yes, this gentleman got lost. He was on his way to deliver for DoorDash. He was looking for the location, finally found the location, right? What happens is his phone dies. So he's at this one place, I guess he's parked up trying to charge his phone or whatever. Oh, don't do that at this location. The owner of the home came out and just started blasting. Told the guy to get off his property. The guy made the U-turn and he kept on blasting while the guy made the U-turn. Guess what? One of those bullets went through the window and struck the guy in his back. I want you guys to see this right here because I think it's overdone. He was doing too much. He definitely should be charged with the crime of shooting someone right here. I would call it attempted murder and not just a regular shooting. Check this out. All this man was doing was trying to deliver DoorDash and he went to the wrong address.
Tonight, newly obtained surveillance video reportedly showing the moment an elected official in upstate New York shot a DoorDash driver outside his home. The driver, who has not been publicly named, was attempting to deliver food to a house in Chester, New York, police say, when he became lost and unable to navigate using the app. They say he approached several homes asking for directions before arriving at the residence, seen here at a nearby address just before the shooting in a video obtained by News 12. State police say he then went to the home of New York Highway Superintendent John Riley, who is also a federally licensed firearms dealer. Another video obtained by News 12 reportedly showing the 48-year-old walking out of his house. The video appears to show Riley initially shooting into the side of his yard, yelling at the driver to leave as the DoorDash driver turned on his ignition.
Go! Go!
Moments later, firing toward the vehicle after the driver starts to reverse. Shooting once more as the victim drove off. Police say one of the bullets struck the driver in the back, causing serious physical injuries. Riley tonight out on bail, but facing felony assault and criminal weapon possession charges, according to state police.
Just shock, disbelief, disgust. I just can't believe that took place.
Chestertown supervisor says the town board is holding a special meeting Tuesday morning to consider calling for Riley's resignation.
We can't fire him. We can't unappoint him. We can't put him on leave of any type. He's elected.
Riley did not return our request for comment. A DoorDash spokesperson saying, quote, "No one should ever fear for their safety just for trying to make deliveries in their neighborhood. We're devastated by the senseless act of violence and we're wishing the Dasher a full and speedy recovery."
The situation isn't representative of the town of Chester. We are good people. This is a complete outlier in terms of, how we treat anybody from outside the community.
Riley does not yet have a new court date scheduled.
What?
Shaquille Brewster, NBC News.
What?
Thanks for watching.
No court date. Are you serious? So this guy get to shoot this guy and they still ain't got nothing, no court date for him to go to court. This is bananas. What you guys think about this? I know y'all got comments on this. Shaking my head. Guy is out of control. He needs to be removed immediately. Mike says anyone else would be locked up. Thank you, Mike, for telling the truth. VIP says he should be fully charged and served time. That was excessive. Michelle says the official was clearly not in any danger. Sickening, simply sickening. And how about you're an official? How about you're the one that's supposed to help someone that's in distress? What about that? Even if you walk over there with your gun like, I ain't know what you was up to. What's going on? Oh, okay. This is what we can do. You're going to shoot at the man and just come out the house and start shooting? What if that was an old lady or something like that? You don't know who's in that car. Okay, what else we got over? You got Clint Williams that says, especially being a weapons dealer. Still Black Jesus says, dang, his family does exist. Maine Arbor says, because I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Mark Dorfman says, Mr. Riley has to be charged for attempted murder. Sharon says, that's what they do. Williams says, that's Trump's America. U.S. Trump aware? Mike says crazy. Jesse Holt says he's the type that's on a power trip all the time, shaking my effing head. Speedy Joe says, bro, your fit is nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, you guys. And if you appreciate me and the fact that we start pooling at 3 o'clock in the morning to get this content to make sure that we're right at 6 and keep on flowing until we're done, do us a favor. Let's double tap that screen. Give your boy a fist bump. Go ahead and double tap that screen to get those likes up to get more people over here. I'm going to keep on moving, you guys, because y'all already know. We got a lot to cover, and we don't stop until we get it all laid out. So now, your network is a disaster. That's right. The heading is up there. Trump explodes on a reporter asking about the gift that he got from Qatar. Time to go into it because you guys were asking me about this yesterday. What about the plane that President Trump got from Qatar? What is he planning on doing with that? Is it bribery? And then I started asking questions like, do it possibly got a bomb in the engine? I wouldn't fly that plane yet. Stuff like that. Yes, everything that you guys possibly thought of, we already said it first. Now check this out. I want you guys to see what's going on with this firsthand accountability of what we're talking about right here, because we're going to hear it from where? The horse's mouth, instead of hearing it from some other news that doesn't make sense. Let's keep on going, you guys. That's right. Let's go.
Very interesting. Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
Your ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
Only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know? There was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto. When they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. Then they putt it, they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that Sam Snead When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received
It's
anything?
not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster.
Wow.
Here is the bill. Bobby, come on over here. Now you're talking about trees.
Are you?
Your network is a disaster. I want to know what you guys got to say about that right there, because basically, yeah, it was both sides of the coin. Many people asked that question. What's going to happen with the plane? Blah, 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 blah. I want to know what you guys got to say about that. Did he ice baby her or what? Uh-oh. Sabanazi says bribery. We got what that says Trump is our GOAT. Don't play with a fair person. R Pattern says Trump is not smart. Indian Exposed says crazy. Casey says ouch. Demonetized Department of Defense not to Trump. The TDS afflicted should open their ears and shut their mouths. Natalie Georgievich says he loves trolling the news. Darren says, and the mic dropped. Bong! That's why I played that one little clip, because people that really get it. Y'all been here for a certain amount of time, and y'all understand where we're going with this. Yes, I could say no, don't give me the $1 billion plane. I thought we were trying to cut corners here. Instead of me being a person that's spending a whole bunch of money, flying here and spending this type of money, and you guys calling me out for it, I'm finding ways to cut by doing tariffs and talking about Trump. And someone is actually giving us the next Air Force One, which we were waiting for Boeing to finish ours, and the one that we have is 40 years old. So all they really have to do, I heard yesterday, they have to take that plane that they're going to get as a gift. They're going to give it to, of course, Secret Service to make sure ain't nothing shaky going on. Then they're going to give it to the U.S. mechanics to add certain things. I'm thinking that's smart stuff, like stuff that make the bombs don't come at the plane, deflection, stuff like that, possibility of firing back, all sorts of cloaking devices or whatever like that. Yes, they have the shell of what they were given. But from what I'm hearing yesterday, they got to spend over $400 million to actually upgrade the plane and to make sure that the security measures have been taken. You guys know anything about that? That's the maraschino cherry on top, you guys. What do you got to say about that? Now I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more because when asked, okay, we're gonna go on over to I'm sorry. We got this situation right now. But y'all see this right here? We're gonna go in our pockets right now. Y'all see this ring right here? When I bought it, it was a certain price. Now it's worth much more because it's gold, right? If you guys got gold hanging around in the crib, I would tell you to sell it. You got old gold hanging around or whatever, you guys are not going to believe what the price of gold is right now. So them old earrings or whatever, y'all like, I'm not going, this is only scrap. You mess around and go take that scrap somewhere and make $2,000 off of it. Why? Man, gold is so expensive right now. This is the time to sell. If you're ever invested in gold to sell, you might want to sell now or keep it longer because the price is going up. I want you guys to see this right here, and I'm enthusiastic about it because anything that can help us make some more money, I'm always for it. So if you guys got gold hanging around or whatever, I want you guys to cash it in because people are getting paid right now. Check this out. Check this out.
Meanwhile, the price of gold has been spiking over the past year. That is leading a whole lot of Americans to sell whatever gold they have. That's right. Whether it's old coins or forgotten jewelry, many are looking to cash in on their keepsakes. Jody Goldberg has more.
Check your drawers for gold coins or grandma's old chains.
This is all marked 14 karat.
And then ask yourself, at around $3,200 an ounce, are they worth more than the sentimental value?
The last 6 months, it went up $800 an ounce.
Whoa.
Last 60 days, it went up $600 an ounce. Right there.
Last 6 months, it went up $800 an ounce, and in the last 30 days, what? Man, listen, about to take this ring to the pawn shop, y'all. I got to get a new computer because this one is acting up.
6 months, it went up $800 an ounce. Last 60 days, it went up $600 an ounce.
Look at
Right
that.
there, you have about $3,500 worth of gold.
Tony Catrone of Gold Coast Jewelry and Pawn is seeing a revolving door of new faces coming in to sell gold.
They're actually looking for things that they have tucked away in their drawers, some things that they inherited that they're not utilizing. And it's a lot of money just sitting there.
See?
They're about $4,700 here.
And over at the father and
Damn.
son's 110 Jewelry Center, Eddie Baba Kanab says Long Islanders are taking advantage by buying it or selling it.
People who bought gold years back are making a whole lot of money right about now. Gold is on the tip of everybody's tongue.
Now, those in the business say if you're looking to invest in gold, make sure you go to a trusted source. And if you're looking to sell it, make sure you go to someone who uses tools and a scale. If they're just eyeballing it, that's a sign to go elsewhere.
And don't go to them pawn shops that's on Fordham and the Bronx and all of that. Believe it or not, guys, in New York, y'all want to go to 4750th Street. Because two things I want you guys to always concentrate on, because I used to deal with this all the time. My brother, when I was little, sad to say, he was a second story guy. He used to bring me a lot of stuff to get rid of. It's so long ago, I can't get in no trouble for it. So I'm just going to tell you guys, yo, can you get this off? Instead of me doing something back in the day, they ain't care about no ID and all that. You take it down to Diamond District, you're getting the price of the gold. But now it's all legal. So don't even try to do nothing illegal now. If y'all ripping people off and y'all getting this gold illegally, trust me, you're going to get caught. Soon as you sign the dotted line and put your name on that paperwork, because you got to pay out, you got to show identification now, and then they have to hold the jewelry for up to 30 days, just in case the police have a case that's coming up nowadays. They don't play with that no more, so you guys be very careful about doing shifty stuff when it comes down to getting jewelry and stuff. Matter of fact, don't do nothing illegal. Just walk a clean, straight line path, and then you'll have no problems. But all you other guys that got some gold sitting around in your drawers or whatever like that, you're not wearing it no more, best time to sell it or just melt it down yourselves. I suggest making your own gold bars, adding onto your own stash, your own money. And also you're gonna need a little bit of safety just in case, because when you hold jewelry and gold and stuff like that, you gotta be careful where you're holding it. Get a good safe, get yourself a license to carry. And from now on, we need to be our own banks, because these banks are playing games. You can sit some money in the bank. Next thing you know, you go to get it. They done banged you with so many fees and stuff like that. You might have $35 if you left $3,500 in there. So it's not worth it, you guys. Be safe. And yes, if you got any gold or whatever like that, go ahead and get it off if you don't need it. Okay, we got Darren Locke that gave up that $10 right there. We look at $10 like it's 100 because we understand that it's hard out here. And we appreciate every single thing that we get. And moving right along, you guys, we got to go ahead and keep on moving forward, because I want to know if you guys, Donald Trump was asked about the ceasefire in the Middle East. I forgot to show you guys that. I want you guys to see that as well, because there's a lot that's been taken care of as far as trade. And then again, like he said, he used the relationships with the strategy of trade in order to stop wars and things of that nature. So let's get on over to the White House real quick before he left, because there was a great meeting and a lot of questions that were asked by reporters that I want you guys to hear about. Check this out.
Mr. President, on the hostage, you said that the release of the American hostage, Adam Alexander, is a step in good faith to end this war. Do you expect any progress or perhaps announcement on ceasefire during your trip to the Middle East?
We hope that we're going to have other hostages released too, as you know. So when I met with the hostages 3 weeks ago that were there for quite a while, you remember the 10 people that came in, mostly young people, 1 or 2 were a little bit older. And they were explaining the trials and tribulations. I mean, they went through hell. And I said, how many are there? They said 59. I said, that's a lot. I didn't realize, because we got a lot out. You know, we got a lot of hostages out, I think you will acknowledge. They said 59, but then they said, they followed that up by saying 59, of which 24 are living, the rest are dead.
Yeah.
But the people whose son, mostly son, I think 1 daughter in this case, but mostly sons are there, or husbands are there. Those people want the dead bodies as much as they want the live body. I have a mother that calls me, but came up to me when I first met her, and she said, sir, please get my son out. He's dead, but they have his body. And I asked her about that, and it's as though he were alive. The level of wanting that body back is the same. It couldn't be any more, as though he were alive. So, getting the bodies back is very important. That could be a thing having to do with the religion. It could be same. I was amazed at the level of importance. It's the same as if the son or husband or whatever was alive. So they said 59. In fact, they came in with a number 59 written out on like a sign on their chest. They came to thank me for getting them out. And I said, what does the 59 mean? They said, well, that means there are 59 people.
And that's sad because a lot of people just want closure. They want to bury their family members. They want their people. And it's sad because they know that that's what people want. That's why they hold on to the bodies. In war, you never see that. A lot of countries, at least we respect the dead. It's over. They're not fighting no more. Let's let you get back your dead. But in certain countries, they look at the dead just as more important as the people that are alive. Sadly, they use every single thing that they can to negotiate with in this world. And we have some really bad people that we're dealing with, you guys. Do me a favor, if y'all appreciate the content, let's go ahead and double tap that screen so we can get more people over here to see the content that we're bringing. If you guys appreciate the content, come on now, let's double tap that screen and get more people over here. That's what's gonna be the likes. Once you press that button and the likes go up, YouTube sends up a notification and much more people come over here to enjoy our content. Sadly, this new story I gotta bring you, it's a bit itchy, it's a bit nasty, and it's a bit crazy. Let me ask you guys something. If you go to Vegas or any hotel and you lay down in the bed and you get bit by bed bugs, do you think that you have the right to sue them? I mean, you're spending money to stay there. Would you sue a hotel if you got bit by bed bugs? Let's say this happens. You get bit by bed bugs and you call them and say, hey, you got bed bugs in this room. And they take you to another room and you get bit again. Would that get you frustrated to the point where you want to sue them? Well, let me tell you what's going on in Vegas. That's right, Vegas. A hotel was sued over bed bugs. Y'all got to be careful. Pull them sheets back, look in between the cracks. Make sure y'all look around the edges and all of the seams of the mattresses and stuff like that, because these bed bugs ain't no joke. I don't want you to wind up having to sue anybody over a bed bug bites.
The hotel operator has a responsibility to make sure that that room is bed bug free.
2 Las Vegas Strip hotels facing lawsuits after guests were reportedly bitten by bed bugs.
Ugh.
In one case, the guests were moved from one bed bug infested room to another infested room.
Well, each of those incidents really outlining in that lawsuit, they happened last summer. 8 News Now reporter Joshua Pagero joining us with what the lawsuit entails and what outcome these folks want.
Yeah, Brian, Denise, Luxor and Treasure Island are the 2 hotels targeted in these lawsuits. In court documents, the guests say they were attacked by bed bugs and left with scars.
Housekeeping has to be thoroughly trained. They have to know how to inspect. They need to really do a diligent job before they turn that room over to the guest.
Brian Vrag is representing the 3 clients suing Luxor and Treasure Island. He shared with us photos and video. These are bite marks on each of the guests.
They typically will bite in linear patterns. We call it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
In the lawsuit against Treasure Island, a hotel guest from Los Angeles stayed there last June for 3 nights. She says TI sent its risk management team to the room and confirmed bed bugs. She was then reportedly moved to another room. But court documents show on June 22nd, she noticed more bites after the room change. TI reportedly sent staff to the new room and confirmed bed bugs.
It's on the hotel to make sure that they are not creating a dangerous condition.
Luxor faces 2 lawsuits. One incident happened last June, the other in July. In the June case, the hotel guest says Luxor sent staff and an EMT to the room after the guest had a reaction and felt like her throat was closing. An ambulance reportedly took her to the hospital where she was seen in the parking lot due to the bed bugs. Doctors gave her narcotics. The lawsuit says she had to pay an Uber back to the hotel, and Luxor provided a refund for the resort fee.
It doesn't matter if you're paying $60 a night for a room or $600 a night for a room. The obligation on the hotel operator is the same. You have to keep the guests safe.
Just disgusting. And just so you guys know, you got to be careful in Las Vegas because it is a tourist town. You know that those hotel rooms, they get turned over very quickly because there's so many people coming over. Not only that, but the Luxor, come on now. The Luxor's been around since the early 80s or something like that. It's the one that's shaped like a pyramid that they used to have like a lot of the boxing matches in. I've actually stayed there before. And the room that I stayed in, as soon as I walked in there, smelled like cigarettes from 1973. Yes, it's a very nice shape and everything like that. But once you get inside, you see the wear and tear, you see the cracks and all of that. and it's not as nice as what you guys think, just because it's shaped like a pyramid. Just so don't take all the glamour and glitz of Las Vegas as what you see, because in the daytime it looks like a bunch of facade. You can walk up to the buildings and tap them because it's all fiberglass and it's all like lights and crap. Trust me, you guys, make sure you're having a good vacation. Do something like check all the beds before you stay in that place, because no one wants to go on vacation and get bit by bed bugs. That's disgusting. Keeping it moving forward, you guys. I want you guys to see this other story, because this lady said that she was wrongfully arrested over a handicapped parking space. She dropped off her grandmother and stayed in the parking spot too long. Police came and rolled up on her. Mississippi, come on, you guys in Mississippi. MISSI, crooked letter I, humpback I. Yeah, come on, Mississippi. Come on to the front of the congregation, because you got a situation here where y'all need to answer for this, because she's pretty distraught. Check this out.
Spending my Mother's Day sitting in a cell because of handicap sticker.
A Mid-South woman says she was wrongly arrested on Mother's Day for parking at a Mississippi business. Hello, I'm Greg Hurst.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Police say it didn't have to end that way. WRG's Brian Ditlake talked to the woman and has a response from police on what happened.
ID right there. Video picking up moments after an arrest escalates. The handcuffed woman seen on the ground, Bashari Faulkner. Faulkner accused by Senatobia police of illegally parking in a Walmart handicapped parking spot.
What?
WRG followed up with Faulkner, who says before cameras came on, she had just dropped off her grandmother and parked in the handicapped spot while displaying a handicapped placard. Then police tapped on her window. I opened my door and I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You parked in a handicap." I said, "I'm sorry, officer." I said, "I can move, but I got the handicap sticker." Senatobia police in a statement saying the officer observed the vehicle from the time it pulled into the parking lot and parked and did not observe anyone exit the vehicle. But about 6 minutes in the Facebook Live, you see the grandmother mentioned. So you still have the handicap sticker? Can you show us real quick? I didn't move. Faulkner going a step further to show the handicap sticker. And we see the expiration date is for September 30th. 2028. Senatobia police say it's Mississippi law to show identification on demand when operating a motor vehicle. The officer seen on video claimed Faulkner refused and cursed at the officer. And when the officer grabbed her arm, she claims Faulkner resisted. ID right there. But Faulkner claims that's not the whole story. Well, I got my license in my hand. I'm trying to tell her I want a sergeant. You know, it's getting loud. She getting vocal. It's getting hotter and hotter with the situation. But Faulkner says what's not in the statement, the female officer threatening to tase her in front of her children and then threatening to call Child Protective Services.
Sad part about this is we don't know what happened before it got to this area. We don't got video footage. We don't know if she actually was being irate. We don't know if she was pushing back. So we only got one part of the story. Sad part is she had her kids there and it happened. You guys in Mississippi, y'all need to get right. I'm in the comments. What y'all got for me over here? What y'all think about this? 111 BKNYC, yes, Akasha, UV, black light, flashlight will do it, because they're looking for those bed bugs. That's what Kendra's talking about. She's talking to 111 NYC, yes, a COSOOS2 UV, black light, flashlight will do it. Taser, LOL. Kendrick Newman says she is going to win her lawsuit. Okay. Queen Nina Starr says that was unnecessary. I think Kendrick thinks that she's going to win her lawsuit because it already was viewed in a very clear sight that she did have a handicap sticker. And then on top of that, her grandmother rolled up on the scene while it was happening. Yeah, what says, why is just not to blame the trash, don't need to blame us. Queen says, what a shame. That's the pregnant lady. Mark Dorfman says, I can't believe they didn't charge him. I can't either. Kendrick says, public transportation, movie theaters, etc. No go for me, talking about them bed bugs. I know what you're talking about. Dictator says, oh, now you care about due process? Heavy Duty Mayo says, I blame white people. Ooh, yeah, what says, yes, Kendra Walker, just be nice through life. Natalie Georgievich says, it's in the expensive hotels too. Those don't discriminate. Mr. R says failed septic system, bed bugs, drug dealers, homelessness, addicts, and Steve-O. Okay. Demonetized says those rooms so old, they have mummy dust in them. Yes, I'm telling you guys right now, don't think that you're going into these hotel rooms and that they clean. You need to damn near bring your own sheets or some type of cover. And not only that, the blanket is never clean. The blanket is always filthy inside of a hotel. Trust me, you guys. I want to keep on moving forward because we got to talk about Kim Kardashian. That's right, y'all. Remember when she got robbed back in Paris in 2016? She's basically testifying in this Paris court case, and this is where she was robbed and she thought that she was probably going to lose her life. This was during the time when she was still with Kanye at the prime of their career and their relationship. Check this out, you guys, because yes, it's finally time for her to go to Paris to see the people that actually did this to her. And believe it or not, they're not even in jail. They was coming to court from the street. This is crazy. Check this out, you guys. Kim Kardashian testifies in Paris court from the 2016 hotel intrusion trial.
Called it the scariest moment of her life. Now, 8 years after Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint in her Paris hotel room, she's reliving the moment here in court. Kim Kardashian leaves court today in Paris after hours of jaw-dropping testimony.
You guys, do me a favor. We got 160-something people in the building. We can get a larger crowd by only double tapping that screen. All you got to do is double tap that screen because you appreciate the content that nobody else is showing you and the fact that I've been up since 3, pooling, working since 6, and we still getting it rocking. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen so we can get them likes up so we can see the rest of this without any interruptions. Thank you so much.
Testimony. Kim, what was it like to be in the room with your attackers? She came face to face with the accused ringleader of the so-called Grandpa Robbers gang. Kardashian wore a body-hugging black suit by John Galliano and dark glasses, and an eye-popping diamond necklace worth $3.5 million.
Damn.
She was accompanied by her mother, Kris Jenner. She told the court when the intruders entered the hotel room back in 2016, she thought she would be killed. They threw me on the bed, and the smaller one started to tie my hands. I started to freak out. She told the robbers, "I have babies. I have to go home." Leader of the so-called Grandpa Robber.
Y'all see this? He ain't even go to jail. The leader of the Grandpa Robbers. He's out going to trial 8 years later from the streets. I don't care if you're old. You need to be in jail.
Gang. Kardashian wore a body-hugging black suit by John Galliano and dark glasses, and an eye-popping diamond necklace worth $3.5 million. She was accompanied by her mother, Kris Jenner. She told the court when the intruders entered the hotel room back in 2016, she thought she would be killed. They threw me on the bed, and the smaller one started to tie my hands. I started to freak out. She told the robbers, "I have babies. I have to go home." I was hysterical. When he was about to tape my mouth, he leaned toward me and said in English, "Shh, and you'll be okay." Inside court, Kim Kardashian stood for hours in heels at a lectern. She told the court that day she had a gun pressed to her back. She also says she was nude under her bathrobe and thought she'd be raped. Another fear that her sister Kourtney would return to the hotel to find her body. I thought about my sister, thought she would walk in and see me shot dead and have that memory in her forever. I spoke to the hotel security guard who was on duty that night. You watched it all happen.
Yes.
What was going through your mind? Did you think you were going to die that day?
Yes.
Could you see Kim, and how scared was she that day? What did you see in her eyes?
She was terrified.
Kim was taken by surprise when a letter from one of the defendants apologizing for his actions was read in court. Does she really accept that apology?
I think she was sincere in expressing empathy for the reasons that they sought to issue an apology to her. But at the same time, what they did to her was violent, it was terrible, and it changed the arc of her life.
Rishi Davda is the entertainment reporter for Britain's ITV.
It has affected her massively. It's affected the way she posts online. She's not flaunting her wealth. She's not giving away her locations. This has changed her as a person, as an influencer, as a mother.
Okay, y'all, I'm coming to the comments. I want to know what you guys got to say about this situation right here. I don't know if a lot of people care or not. Yeah, because I guess a lot of people don't really feel they don't like Kim Kardashian like that. So you guys let me know what y'all think about this situation here. She's still a human being. Okay, yeah, what says exactly? Security of nothing. Heavy Duty says, Hard says, laughing my ass off. Really sorry, I don't care. Queen says, it was a setup. Kendrick says, security failed her. Kendra says, I don't have nothing to say. Falcom says Indians. Ooh, a lot of people think that that was probably a setup too. You know, a lot of people saying that, you know what? I don't think that they actually robbed her. They think that they had to do with, yes, that's right, y'all, insurance scam. And that's all alleged when it comes down from our platform because I ain't got nothing to say about that. What else y'all got to say? VIP says she needs to be private for her children. Norma says, I don't care because too much to do. Well, this is another thing about Kim Kardashian. She can't be quiet. That's how she got famous. Remember, she didn't get famous from singing or dancing or anything with making a product or anything like that. She got famous from this. Remember this back in the day, you used to get in trouble doing this? I used to do this to I showed this to my mother. She'd be like, boy, yeah, this is what she got famous from right here. You see this right here? That's what she got famous for doing. With Ray J in the hotel room, and her mother put it all together. Y'all laughing because y'all know that we used to do that back in the day, right? This right here, you go look at a girl and be like this. And she'd be like, ooh, you nasty. I used to get in trouble for that all the time. That's why y'all laughing in the comments, right? Y'all remember this? Y'all want to know how to do it? Look at y'all freaks. This is how you do it. You ready? You put your thumb between your middle finger and the other one, and you do this. That's all you got to do is look, and then you turn yourself to the side and look a little creepy and go like this. Oh my God, I swear to God, I have so much fun when I come here. And y'all ask me, why do I do this every day? Why do I do it every day? Because y'all be here making me dying laughing. I love the forum that we have. I love the fact that we have somewhere to speak our minds, and we got a neutral place to do it. We don't got to be Republican, Democrat, or independent. We are who we are. We our bottom line. And I can't do it without you, because if I tried to, I'll be playing clips to my damn phone. You guys do me a favor. Y'all appreciate the content. Go ahead and double tap that screen. Send all your money right now. Send everything you got in the stash. Come on, come on. Super chat like crazy. Don't do that. And what I would want to say to you guys, if you're trying to make some money, you want to try to get hooked up on a couple of stacks, maybe $500. What I got for you is this. Go into that descriptions area right there. See if you can get one of those surveys that's paying up to $500. Yes, go into the description right down there. Boom. Check out that. See if you can get yourself one of those surveys. We got 2 of them in there today. Both of them are for $250. So you guys can make some money, 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 money. Also, you got a business. You got a car detailer. Are you a mobile barber? Do you groom dogs in a truck? I don't care what you do. What I want you guys to do is send us over your posters, your flyers, whatever you have in a digital form to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. We're going to put it up in the post section because we've got 31,000 people that'll possibly do business with you. And we don't try to hold out. We look out for each other on this platform because we know it's real out there. If you got a business struggling, come on and send your flyer over. We're going to get you guys promoted out there to help you make some money. Also, coming up next month, we got the Show Your Talent Search. That's right. First story is going to be on 145th Street and Broadway with me. That's right. BOOGOTTINYC. Y'all see me right there. I'm the host of the talent show. Now, this talent show is a real talent show. It's not the talent show where you go up there and rap and you sing and you shake your butt and then a winner. No, 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 no. This is a multi-level talent show. If you are a muscular person that can do a handstand or a push-up on one hand, you might win. If you can fry chicken well, you might win. So it's not always about the singing or the dancing or whatever. That is talent, and you could win by doing that. But I'm trying to let you guys know that we're not alienating real talent when it comes down to our talent show. What we're doing here is opening up the doors and opening up everything so everybody with a talent can come through and show your talent. And if you do that in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens, Staten Island too, you're gonna win $250 in cash at that location, and you're going to be the winner of that borough. After we get all of the winners together for all 5 boroughs, we bring them together to a downtown location where they can win what? Y'all said with me, $1,000. That's right, $1,000, and that can really help out in a time like this. So you guys go on over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com, join the mailing list. Let me know that you're 21 and older, and that's all you got to do. Put your name over there, 21 and older, and what borough, and boom, you are signed up for Show Your Talent, the talent search. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. We got 2 more days to the weekend. So you guys, what I want y'all to do is go outside and get some air, drink some water, stop worrying about problems, because problems present opportunities, and God woke you up another day to go ahead and get that solution together. Me, myself, I'm going to have a fantastic day. I'm going to smile for no reason. I'm going to head downtown and see if they let me inside this courthouse with this suit on. I'm going to play the part, and if I get lucky, y'all will have some information for tomorrow. But until then, y'all already know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. What we want you to do right now is go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, because we do this every single day. And like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em! Peace. Ha ha. One.